So hello, welcome back to Go Again Gaming. My name is Az, and today we're going to be taking you on a journey of the best cards to pick up before multiplayer kicks off. Before we go into it, please make sure you like and subscribe and hit a little bell notification if you haven't done so already, if you want to be notified of any future videos. And check out my link tree in the description box below for all of my socials and all the ways that you can help support the channel directly. So, multiplayer is going to be one of the main things that helps grow the world of Flesh and Blood for the casual, the social, the party type vibes of people just wanting to get together and play great games. And I think UPF and multiplayer is going to see an exponential rise in play over the next year or so. Now, you may have come to see the new series that I'm directing and editing with Red Zone Rogue, DM Armada and Bill from the Spike Feeders. It's had some great feedback and I'm in the middle of editing the second one at the moment. But if you haven't seen that already, go and check out the link that's probably floating around my head somewhere if you haven't watched it, because it was a fantastic time and I highly recommend UPF and multiplayer to anybody who hasn't experienced it yet. So this list, or these cards that are going to be mentioned in this video, are basically tailored towards UPF, but a lot of them will be able to be used in PvE as well, which I believe that we are getting. I think it has been confirmed now. Yeah, that's what this list is for. So pick up all of these cards I'm going through today before they spike. I don't know. There was a rumour that Go Bananas spiked after the video came out, but I don't know how true that is. But pick up these cards. They're going to be awesome going forward for PvE, PvP, UPF, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, the first one on the list is Promise of Plenty. So this is a card from Crucible. It comes in blue, yellow, and pitch, blue, yellow, and red pitch values. So it attacks for 1, 2, or 3, depending on those pitch values, and it blocks for 2. This is a generic action as well. So any hero that you've built for your multiplayer scenario can use this because it's generic action, which is fantastic. So it says, if Promise of Plenty hits, it costs 0 to play, by the way. Each hero who doesn't have a card in their arsenal puts the top card of their deck face down into their arsenal. And if this card or Promise of Plenty is played from arsenal, it gains Go Again. So this is just a fantastic little way of nipping and tucking at your opponents, but also forging deals as well. It's a fantastic political tool. So basically it allows you to attack someone. You can just say before you attack, right, I'm going to play this Promise of Plenty. This is coming in at, before you even select a target, you can say, right, who wants to draw some cards? Who wants cards into their arsenal? You can give them that information before you even attack. And it gives you a free attack. A lot of the time as well, this can be played out of your arsenal because you've put it there on a previous turn, because UPF or multiplayer, there's a lot more setup involved and there's a lot more holding back of your cards and stuff, because obviously you have to deal with 2 people either side of you rather than 1. So a lot of the time you can play this out of your arsenal for free, and if it hits someone, you get to replace that card that you just played with a card from the top of your deck into your arsenal, and then you draw up at the end of turn. So you're getting loads of value out of this. But yeah, basically what it allows you to do is just attack people and, you know, give them the impression that you're only attacking with this Promise of Plenty because you want them to have a card in the arsenal. And it's just a fantastic way of interacting with the whole table. If they don't have any arsenals, you can forge some deals with this. You can say, right, I'm just going to attack you with this blue Promise of Plenty. It's only coming in for 1, but as a result of that, we're all going to get cards in our arsenals. As a result, just don't attack me, attack them instead. You know, I gave you a card in your arsenal, all that sort of thing. So what I would say here is, the quote that I would use is something like, how about I'm going to attack you with this tiny little Promise of Plenty. You want the card in your arsenal, right? It's not too much damage, after all. You know, just let it go through. We're all going to get cards in our arsenals. Who doesn't want a card in their arsenal? Let's be honest. So yeah, just a great way of getting little hits in here and there, cheeky hits. Because you are whittling, you know, people's life down at the end of the day. It's an ultimate pit fight or PvE scenario. In a PvE scenario, this is great because obviously each hero is just going to get a card in their arsenal for nothing. Whoever doesn't have one, but obviously in an ultimate pit fight, you can use this as a bit of a political tool as well. But yeah, very very good. The whole suite of cards is worth getting. Obviously they can be used for pitch as well if you are concerned about that sort of thing. But yeah, fantastic little card. Definitely worth picking up all of them while you can. The next card on the list, again, is printed in Crucible. I think a lot of these were printed in Crucible because of the fact that it was the first supplementary set and focused on just the generic casual side of things. I think they were foreshadowing the fact that we are going to get more multiplayer interactions in the future. But this is Coax, a commotion. This is a 0-cost attack that attacks for 4, and it's a generic action again, so anybody can use it, and it blocks for 2. And it says if it hits, choose any number. Each hero gets a quicken token, each hero draws a card, or each hero gains a life. So again, this is another fantastic tool that gives everybody else the impression that you're helping people by giving them extra stuff, basically. So it can also be used to forge alliances and deals among your opponents, because obviously when this hits, every hero, based on obviously the modes that you choose, is going to get the thing, is going to get the stuff. So each hero creates a quicken token that gives and accentuates and exacerbates the next player's turn, because whatever they play, attack or whatever, is going to have go again after that. So not only are you fueling the table with more resources, but you can then, as a result of doing that, allow and make a deal with your opponent saying, right, I'm going to give everybody a card, I'm going to give everyone a life, I'm going to give everyone a quicken token as long as you don't attack me. So how much value can this card give you is just so much value. You can make people's turns bigger by giving them a quicken token, but you can also use that to your advantage and say, right, I'm going to make your turn absolutely massive as long as you don't attack me. I'm gonna give everybody life as long as you don't attack me. I'm gonna give you all cards as long as you don't attack me. So yeah, the amount of value you can get off of that, and it's a 0-cost card. As long as you're a good political player, you can get a load of good things off of that. So yeah, Coax of Commotion, definitely a card. It's a majestic, so you can only have 3 of these in your deck, but definitely a card worth running in Ultimate Pit Fights, 110%. So the sort of quote I would use for this is, right, I'm going to choose all 3 modes here, so as long as nobody attacks me on the next turn. So you can just say, right, I'm attacking you for 0, everyone's going to gain life, everyone's going to draw a card, everyone's going to get a quicken token, but as long as nobody attacks me, I'm going to allow everybody to have all these things, just go at each other. That's a good thing about this as well, is that you fuel your opponents to attack your opponents, as long as you can get that deal off, as long as you can make that deal or that alliance with those players around you. This could be so much value for you in the long run. So yeah, Coax of Commotion, fantastic card. The next card on the list is another generic action that anybody can use, and again printed in Crucible, and that is Gorganian Tome. So this is a 0-cost generic action, so anybody can use it. It's a legendary, so you can only have 1 in the deck, but it says draw X cards, where X is 1 plus the number of Gorganian Tomes or Gorganian Tomes in all graveyards. So yeah, this is pretty good. Because obviously you play it, it costs you nothing, goes again, you replace the card that you've played. But what this allows you to do is it allows you to give everybody the impression that you are the one that's helping everybody else. You're the one that's playing the Gorganian Tome first and getting the least out of it. So you can play this and you can just give everybody the impression that you are, you're here for the table, you're here for the group hug. I'm playing my Gorganian Tome first, so don't attack me. You've got Gorganian Tomes in your decks, you're going to get a lot of value out of that. Or if someone draws a Gorganian Tome later, you can then say, right, if you play this, remember that I fueled that Gorganian Tome to be even better than what it's about to be. So don't attack me with the cards that you're drawing. So again, a great political tool. Obviously, it has some utilizations in some lines of play, as we all know. But yeah, just a fantastic card that you can shove in your UPF deck, and everybody's going to love you for it. And whenever you're the one that plays the first Gorganian Tome, everyone's like, oh, nice, okay, lovely. That's going to accentuate my next turn when I get my Gorganian Tome. And that sticks in their head, and you have to make sure it sticks in their head, because you are the one that plays this first. You are getting the least value, but you can use that as a good political tool when other people are popping off as a result of what you've just done. So yeah, just a nice little early play that you can use to demonstrate that you are a friend of the table. And again, another quote that you could use with this is like, right, I'm going to play my Gorganian Tome, don't attack me, obviously I'm the one that first played it, If you get if you get some spice off of your Gorganian tomes later, you got me to thank for that. Just remember that I enabled that play, etc., etc. So yeah, great card. The next card is a card that was printed in Everfest, actually, one of the new ones, and this is called This Round's on Me. This is a Majestic. It blocks for 3. It's a generic action, so again, anybody can use it. It costs 1 to play, and it says each hero draws a card. Lovely old job. Everyone loves drawing cards, don't they? And then it says, until the start of your next turn, attacks that target you have -1. Or -1 power. And then go again. So that's fantastic, right? Because it's a great tool for forging deals and deterring attacks. You can say, right, I'm going to play this rounds on me. Everybody's going to draw a card. And then if the attack targets me, it's going to be less. So why would you do that? You're allowing everybody to draw cards. You're also deterring attacks against you because they're not going to achieve their full value, because attacks that target you get -1. So then it allows both of the players to your left and your right to then look at the other player across the table, which you can't actually interact with that player, because obviously you're across from the table from them, unless obviously it's gone down to 3-way, then obviously everyone can interact with each other. But early stages of the game, a lot of these cards are going to be good, because it allows you to forge deals and attack people indirectly that you wouldn't necessarily have access to. Like, this player across from me, I can't attack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this rounds on me. Everybody's going to draw a card, and then if anybody attacks me next turn, it's going to get -1. So don't bother attacking me. Attack the other player and get the full value out of the cards that you are playing. There's no point attacking me, because I allowed you to draw a card and I allowed you to do other things. And there's no point attacking me, because your attacks are going to get -1. You might as well get the full value out of your card and attack Bill over there. Attack the spike feeder. You know how it goes. But yeah, a lot of these cards are used for a political benefit, and yeah, it's just another great card that you can use to achieve those deals and those politics around the table, because you're allowing everybody to have something, but also having a deterrent on there as well is another great thing. So another sort of quote I would use with this would be, why attack me when it's not going to get its full value? That attack is coming in at 4, is coming in for 4 at me, but it's going to be a 3 if you attack me, because of this round's on me. And I just given you a card. Why would you want to attack me? Attack the other guy, for instance. He hasn't given you a card. His attacks, the attacks that you make against him aren't getting -1. Attack him instead, or attack her instead. Attack it instead. So yeah, another great political tool, great card. Pick it up while you can for multiplayer. And that's pretty much it. There's a few generic mentions that I'm going to mention now as well. So I would definitely recommend picking up all of the items, all of the potions, all of the amulets, all of the talismans, all of that stuff that was given to us in Everfest and prior. All the healing potions, all that good stuff. Pick up all of the items, because there is going to be a payoff for having all of these items in a future set, guaranteed. But also in UPF, you can get away with running thematic potions and items and talismans and all of these sort of silver bullet items and stuff that we've seen recently, because it is more of a build-up game. You're not getting attacked just in the face constantly by one person, or sometimes you can, depending on what deals you've forged. But yeah, definitely pick up all the items, because there is going to be room in UPF decks to put sort of items in there like time snaps and healing potions and all that sort of thing. And in PvE as well, when we finally see that, there's going to be a lot more room for items as well, depending on how they interact or how you interact with the product that's going to be a PvE module or whatever it is. So yeah, definitely pick up all of the item cards. And the last thing I want to mention is the mentors from the Monarch Blitz decks. Now, I haven't really seen these be played at all, really, since they were released in Monarch. I just don't think they're really lending themselves to the Blitz format, because of the fact that you have to sort of tick up their lesson counters in order to get the payoff, which is normally searching for a specialization card, or it's always searching for a specialization card, sorry. And that just doesn't really work with Blitz, because obviously Blitz is just a race. It's just who can get 20 damage first. So having the thing where you have to, get the lesson counters on and then banish them to go and get the thing is not really suitable in those sort of hyper-competitive metas and aggro-style racing decks in Blitz. But in UPF and multiplayer, the mentors do have a place. they're basically a tutor card that can tutor for the specialization that you need when you need it. And obviously they do extra things as well, like the Minerva. The Minerva Tempsis Warrior Mentor actually saw play when I played it in Kasai. So you're going to see that being played in a UPF game, Minerva buffing all of your one-handed weapons by one, which is just fantastic. It's a great effect to have. So yeah, it's definitely worth looking at the mentors as well. I know at the moment there's only 4 of them. I hope there's going to be more. Obviously, at the moment we've only had Warrior, Runeblade, Brute, and Illusionist mentors for these ones in the Monarch set, Monarch Blitz decks. But I do think there is room for more. I do think there is room for more things like this anyway that will be great in multiplayer, PvE, UPF sort of style environments. So yeah, I definitely recommend getting the mentors as well, just because it's a nice thematic flavour. You've got your mentor there sort of teaching you the ways of how to sort of navigate the UPF, and again, it's a more of a build-up style of play, which is what UPF is and multiplayer will be, I expect, in the future. So definitely go pick these up when you can. They are very, very cool. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So what have I missed? Leave a comment in the section below as to what you think would be great in a UPF, PvE, multiplayer sort of type deck. There's going to be more cards as well as time goes on. We're going to see the card pool grow. And I think the casual, social, thematic UPF style of play is only going to increase in popularity as the card pool grows and people want to build jankier, thematic, meme decks. The only place where you can really play those is UPF, or restricted or limited formats, I think, like Commoner or variations of that. But yeah, I think there's going to be more representation, especially from myself. Obviously, I'm directing and editing the UPF series with Red Zone Road, Dim Armada, and Bill from the Spike Feeders. So we're going to continue on that train, doing that and getting more eyes on the casual, fun, social type vibes of that. And having a lot of fun with that as well. So expect to see that on a regular sort of month-to-month basis on my channel, Red Zone Rogue's channel, DM Marder's channel, etc. Because yeah, we're having a lot of fun with that. Having a lot of fun with the editing on the recent one where I played Kasai. But stay tuned for that. Stay tuned to all channels, and it's going to be a great year, I think, for casual multiplayer vibes. I think for Flesh and Blood, or at least we can make it that way. Thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe. Check out my links in the description box below. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Have a lovely old day.